Today, we're taking a look at the life of Michelle Phillips, a woman who helped define the sound of the 1960s and went on to carve out a career as both a singer and an actress. Best known as a member of the legendary folk rock group the Mamas the Papas, Michelle's ethereal voice and striking beauty made her an instant icon. But her journey through fame, music, love, and personal transformation is a fascinating one, filled with both triumphs and struggles. So join me as we explore the remarkable life and legacy of Michelle Phillips, a woman whose influence reaches far beyond her days in the limelight. Early life: a California dreamer in the making, Michelle Phillips, born Holly Michelle Gilliam, entered the world on June 4, 1944, in Long Beach, California. Her early life, however, was anything but stable. Her father, Gardner Burnett Gilliam, was a merchant marine, and her mother died when Michelle was just 5 years old. This loss had a profound impact on her, and after her mother's death, Michelle moved frequently with her father, living in various parts of the US and Mexico. Despite this turbulent upbringing, Michelle's early years were filled with creativity and adventure. She attended public schools, but it was clear from a young age that Michelle was destined for something more. Her natural beauty and charm made her a standout, and by the time she was in her late teens, she began to carve out a name for herself in the arts. It was during this time that she met John Phillips, a charismatic singer and songwriter who would change the course of her life forever. The Mamas the Papas, a sound that defined a generation. In 1962, Michelle married John Phillips, and together they would form one of the most influential music groups of the 1960s, the Mamas the Papas. Along with fellow band members Denny Doherty and Cass Elliot, the group created a unique sound that combined folk music with tight harmonies and a California pop sensibility. Michelle's delicate, clear soprano voice was a key element in the band's success, adding a touch of innocence to their complex, soulful harmonies. Their first big hit, California Dreamin', 1965, became an anthem of the 1960s counterculture, a song that captured the longing for freedom, sunshine, and change that so many young people felt at the time. The song, written by John and Michelle during a cold winter in New York, was inspired by Michelle's homesickness for California. It remains one of the most iconic songs of the era. And Michelle's voice is an indelible part of its magic. The group went on to release a string of successful hits, including Monday, Monday, Creek Alley, and I Saw Her Again. Their harmonies, paired with their bohemian image and the complex relationships within the band, made them a phenomenon. Michelle's beauty and fashion sense also helped establish her as a style icon, with her long, blonde hair and effortless chic becoming a look many young women aspired to. Personal turmoil and the breakup of the Mamas the Papas. Despite their success, the Mamas the Papas were plagued by personal conflicts. The romantic entanglements within the group became the stuff of legend. Michelle's marriage to John Phillips was tumultuous, marked by infidelity and tension. At one point, Michelle had an affair with fellow band member Denny Doherty, which caused a major rift within the group. She was temporarily fired from the band in 1966, only to be reinstated after fans protested her departure. The internal conflicts within the group, combined with John Phillips' growing struggles with drug addiction, eventually led to the band's dissolution in 1968. Though their time together was short-lived, the Mamas the Papas left a lasting impact on the music world. Their harmonies, songwriting, and ability to capture the spirit of the 1960s earned them a place in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1998. For Michelle, the end of the Mamas the Papas marked the beginning of a new chapter in her life, one where she would reinvent herself as both a solo artist and an actress. Life after music. Michelle's acting career. After the breakup of the band, Michelle Phillips turned her attention to acting. She made her film debut in 1971 in The Last Movie, a film directed by Dennis Hopper. While the movie itself was not a commercial success, it marked the start of Michelle's acting career. And she soon found herself landing more substantial roles. One of her most notable roles came in 1973 when she starred in the critically acclaimed film Dillinger, playing the role of John Dillinger's girlfriend, Billie Frechette. Her performance earned her a Golden Globe nomination for Most Promising Newcomer, further establishing her as a serious actress. Throughout the 1970s and 1980s, Michelle appeared in numerous films and television series, including Valentino, 1977, and the long-running primetime soap opera Knots Landing. Her role as Ann Matheson in Knots Landing made her a familiar face to television audiences, and she continued to act in both film and television for decades. Personal life, love, loss, and reinvention. Michelle Phillips' personal life has been as colorful and complicated as her career. After her divorce from John Phillips in 1970, she went on to have relationships with several high-profile figures, including Jack Nicholson, Warren Beatty, and Dennis Hopper, whom she married briefly in 1970. The marriage lasted just 8 days. She later married radio executive Robert Birch in 1978, but they divorced in 1982. Her most enduring relationship was with artist and environmentalist Stephen Zacks, with whom she had a long-term relationship until his death in 2004. Michelle is also the mother of actress Chynna Phillips, who is best known as one-third of the pop trio Wilson Phillips. Chynna's father is John Phillips, making her part of a musical dynasty that continues to influence the world of pop music. Michelle's life has not been without its challenges. In addition to the personal difficulties she faced in her marriages, she also witnessed the tragic downfall of her former husband, John Phillips, who struggled with drug addiction for much of his life. Despite their tumultuous relationship, Michelle remained close to John in his later years. And she spoke openly about the highs and lows of their life together after his death in 2001. Legacy: more than just a pretty face, Michelle Phillips is often remembered for her beauty, but her legacy is much more than that of a 1960s icon. As a member of the Mamas the Papas, she was part of one of the most important musical movements of the 20th century. Their songs continue to be beloved by new generations of fans, and Michelle's voice remains synonymous with the dreamy, idealistic sounds of the era. Her acting career, while often overshadowed by her musical fame, also deserves recognition. Michelle worked hard to transition from music to film, proving herself as a talented actress in her own right. Her role in Knots Landing in particular made her a staple of 1980s television, and she remained active in Hollywood for many years. But beyond her professional achievements, Michelle Phillips has lived a life marked by resilience and reinvention. She has weathered the storms of personal loss, public scrutiny, and the pressures of fame, emerging with grace and dignity. In recent years, Michelle Phillips has chosen to lead a quieter life, but her legacy continues to resonate in both the music and entertainment worlds. As one of the last surviving members of the Mamas the Papas, she remains a living link to the counterculture of the 1960s, a time of radical social change, political unrest, and creative expression. Michelle's voice and image are forever tied to this transformative period, and she continues to be a symbol of that era's free-spirited ethos. She has also embraced her role as a matriarch of a musical dynasty, supporting her daughter Chynna Phillips and Wilson Phillips as they carried on the family tradition of harmony-driven pop music. In 1990, Wilson Phillips had their own chart-topping success with hits like Hold On and Release Me, proving that the Phillips family's musical legacy still resonates with new generations. Michelle's contributions to popular culture have also been honored in various ways. In addition to the Mamas the Papas induction into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, the group has been celebrated in documentaries and retrospectives. Their music remains popular on streaming platforms, and their story continues to captivate music historians and fans alike. Michelle has also occasionally participated in interviews and public appearances, reflecting on her time in the spotlight and offering insights into the tumultuous and often exhilarating world of the 1960s music scene. Her reflections are candid, acknowledging both the joys and the hardships of her experiences. She has become a voice for that era, offering a personal and human perspective on the mythologized world of 1960s rock and roll. Reflections on feminism and independence. Michelle Phillips' life also reflects a journey of personal independence and empowerment. During a time when women in the music industry were often relegated to secondary roles, Michelle carved out her own identity, both within and beyond the Mamas the Papas. She was more than just the pretty face of the group. She was an artist, a collaborator, and a survivor. Her journey through love, loss, and self-discovery mirrors the experiences of many women of her generation, who were navigating the changing roles of women in society. While her personal life was often the subject of public scrutiny, Michelle's resilience and ability to move forward, whether in her career, relationships, or personal growth, stands as a testament to her strength and independence. Her career in Hollywood also broke new ground for women transitioning from music to acting. In an industry that often pigeonholed women, especially those with a background in music, Michelle was able to diversify her career and find success on her own terms. Final thoughts: a life of grace, beauty, and talent. Michelle Phillips' life is a fascinating narrative of a woman who has experienced the highest highs of fame and the personal lows that come with it. She's lived through the golden age of the 1960s music scene, navigated Hollywood, and carved out a legacy that goes beyond her time in the spotlight. Her ability to reinvent herself, coupled with her timeless beauty and undeniable talent, has made her an enduring figure in American pop culture. as we look back on her life, it's clear that Michelle Phillips represents more than just the nostalgia of a bygone era. She is a trailblazer, a survivor, and an artist whose contributions to music and film continue to inspire and entertain. Her legacy is one of both beauty and substance, proving that true icons are those who transcend the moment and leave a lasting impact. Thank you for joining me today as we've taken a deep dive into the life of Michelle Phillips, a woman whose music, acting, and spirit have shaped the culture of her time and continue to resonate with us today. Stay tuned for more in-depth stories of the icons who've defined the world of entertainment. Until next time.